Then he said, "You have 2 days to think. I'll be with you, and during these 2 days, let your heart guide you. You have always been a force in my life, no matter the circumstances." She smiled, a conflicting feeling of love and fear swirling within her. She began to realize that her adventure had indeed begun, and the decision she would make would change everything. But deep down, she also understood that this was not the end. It was the beginning of something much bigger. At that moment, she realized that love could be a mix of suffering and happiness, yet it had to overcome all challenges. In her heart, those barriers began to awaken, preparing herself for whatever was coming. She kept looking at Harry with a passion filled with fear. After a while, I opened my eyes and didn't find him. I found myself in our apartment. I ran to my phone and called my sister, who lives outside Egypt. I told her everything and asked for her help. My heart felt a little at ease when she said she would book the first flight back, but unfortunately, I didn't have time to feel very secure when I turned and found him standing there. The strange thing was he was very calm and showed no signs of anger or rage. "Harry, are you feeling better now?" Mariam, fearfully, "How did you get here?" Harry, "That's what you care about. Your sister will call you and apologize for not being able to come back due to a big problem, and she'll send someone to help you, but unfortunately, he won't arrive." I sat on the floor, losing hope, and started to cry. Everything had become complicated, and surely he would take me to the world of the Jinn. I saw him lowering himself to my level, and before he could speak, my phone rang, and it was my sister. She said the same thing he had said, and then hung up. "Harry, you believed me." Then he took a deep breath and said, "I know and feel your fear of me, and I know you are sure that I will not harm you. I love you, Mariam, but the difference between us is that you are human and I am from the Jinn, and I will not force you to do anything concerning our life. On the contrary, I will go to my world, and I will not harm you. You are the one who will harm yourself from thinking about me too much." He was saying things that truly hurt, and he left me to go to his world after he managed to prove to me that with the slightest problem with my sister, she abandoned me, and that I had no one who cared about me or was afraid for me except him. He left me, and I couldn't believe anything. I felt like this was a nightmare, and I would wake up from it. 6 months passed, and I was alone as if they were 60 years. I faced the harshness of the world alone, and I could not find anyone to comfort me with their words after he left. I faced many problems every day, tears until my vision began to wear out. And suddenly, without any introduction, and because I couldn't find a solution to my problems, I made a decision that I was ready to go down with him to his world. I went back to our apartment. I had left it because I was overwhelmed with memories of our time together, and it had become like a deserted place after years. I stood in the middle of it and started calling for him, saying that I agreed to go with him to his world, and then something happened that was beyond my expectations. I returned home, having made the decision that I was ready to go to his world because I was very tired without him. I reached our home and stood in its middle, calling for him, saying, "Come, Harry, I agree to go with you to your world. Come take me with you. I can't live without you. My life has become an illusion since you left." I called for a long time and screamed a lot until my voice disappeared. Harry didn't return. I sat on the floor, crying hysterically. "I really miss you, come." But unfortunately, he didn't come, and since then I have felt blank. I couldn't go with him, nor could I forget him and live with someone else.
Why didn't you get married and live your life? Did anyone propose to you after they knew your story? Mariam: Yes. My cousin said that it wouldn't matter to him anything but me. But the others were afraid of me as soon as they saw me, believing that if they got close and spoke to me, Harry would harm them. And of course you refused your cousin because you were afraid for him. Mariam: No, I refused him because no one would take Harry's place in my heart, ever. Hasn't he shown up again for you? Not at all. I don't even see him in my dreams. Just once he came to me in a dream after this happened, about a year later, and he said that he returned as a king after he fought and suffered a lot because I refused to come back with him. Since then, I haven't seen him again. You lived with him for 12 years and knew him for 2 years before that. How didn't you know his truth all that time? Harry, as I told you, was a very ordinary human in all his actions. Like us. There was nothing. No movement that I noticed on him. Mariam. I remember that 3 years after our marriage, around 1:30 or 2 a.m., I woke up wanting to drink, so I headed to the kitchen for water. I saw Harry's true form in the living room, the same appearance he showed me when he revealed his truth to me. And after that, did you know? Mariam. No, of course, I fainted. And when I woke up and told him, he said that was just my imagination because I had just woken up. Since then, I have only seen him on that day. Do you think, Mariam, if you had children, they would stay with you or go with him? Mariam. I don't know, but if he had taken them, I would definitely have suffered more than the suffering I am in now. And if they stayed with me, they would also suffer because their father is from the Jinn. If one day, Mariam, you meet someone like Harry in appearance and nature, would you agree to be with him? Mariam. I don't think so. Ever since him, I see humans as evil, but he was something truly different. Where are you living now, Mariam? Mariam. I live with my family. I left them at first for a few months, then I returned. And my sister also came back when her husband passed away, and she lived with us along with her children. What do you wish for, Mariam? If time could go back, what would you do? What would you decide? Mariam. I would wish that this Harry was human and could stay with me, or I would go with him. But you know that this wasn't possible. Mariam. You say it wasn't possible because you haven't experienced someone telling you, I can't sleep or get through my day without seeing you, and seeing you sad about something. Please don't cry because you are more precious to me than myself. Please don't think about the children because you are my daughter and my child. In so many ways, he never tried to hurt me. He always guided me to the right path. After he left, tell me what happened. I started crying day and night, and no one was there to wipe my tears. I felt humiliated when I saw my family's fear of me and people's fear of me. I tried to heal the pain in my heart that wouldn't end. I tried to forget him, but his image, his words, and his memories never left my mind. I truly don't know what to say to you, Mariam. And you wouldn't understand, because no one feels the pain except the one who is in pain. The story of Mariam and Harry is a strange tale of a Jinn married to a human who had all the qualities of a good husband, and fate did not allow them to be together despite their great love. Mariam lived a beautiful, strange, and frightening love story, and afterward she lived in pain, broken, and suffering from the agony of separation, something that no mind can comprehend or believe. People will say this is a fable and that such things don't exist, that they are in one world and we are in another. I don't know what your opinion is,